So this is Jessel North for the Real News Network. We're live in Philadelphia in the convention center where Sanders delegates are preparing to meet with Bernie Sanders. He's addressing the convention tonight. Can you tell us your name and why you're here today?
Yeah, my name is Michael Fox. I'm a national staffer with Progressive Democrats of America. We were the organization.
You're a Sanders delegate.
Yes, I'm a Sanders delegate.
And you're about to meet with Bernie Sanders.
And we're about to be with Bernie Sanders. And I'm so excited because this is the culmination of a campaign that we started 2.5 years ago. We drafted Bernie. And I'm absolutely pumped to see this coming to this final fruition here.
And so I was at the press conference for the California Sanders delegation this morning.
Yep.
There is a lot of anger with the Democratic Party that was upset. And there's talk of protest, of walkouts. A lot of stuff's in the air right now. What do you expect Bernie Sanders to tell you today? And what is the mood kind of going into this meeting?
Okay. I'm not going to speak for Bernie. Good question. We'll find out in about another hour. Secondly, what I do anticipate here is Bernie Sanders supporters doing exactly what Bernie Sanders has been telling Bernie Sanders supporters to do, and that is be the movement. Bottom line.
He's going to endorse Hillary tonight, and he's already endorsed Hillary. But
all good. That's all good. Bernie can do whatever Bernie wants to do. We love Bernie. However, as Bernie has said over and over again, we are the movement. Bernie isn't.
And so, at the meeting of the California Sanders delegate today, the independent meeting, they said they would take Sanders' comments into advisement. If he tells them to stop protest, not to walk out. But that's not going to be the final word. They are themselves going to decide.
And I would submit that, and I'm a board member with my Democratic Party. I'm not an independent that's just come here because of Bernie. Bottom line, I bleed blue Democrat. And my response is, it's ground up, baby. That's what this entire movement is about. Bernie has brought this as far as he can up to this point, and the people will act however the people will act.
And so there's talks of, so Wasserman Schultz is going to at least bang the gavel tonight, as far as we know. She was booed off the stage this morning
in Florida, my home state,
when she addressed her own delegation. What could be the reaction if she's still on stage tonight?
I wouldn't want to be her. It will not be violent. Bernie people are not violent people. However, were I her, I just wouldn't go there.
We're live with the Real News Network right now. We cover a lot of issues around Israel-Palestine. Talk about going to this meeting with Bernie Sanders. What's on your mind right now?
I'm a very disappointed person because I think the inside Democratic Party establishment stole the election from the people.
And so there was, you have that Progressive for Palestine shirt on. Progressives were disappointed after the platform committee meeting that recently happened around issues of Palestine. Sanders has taken a much more progressive view and called for Palestinians to have human rights, which is not something that is often said within the Democratic Party. How do you feel about, how do you feel about Hillary Clinton as the presumptive nominee?
What'd you say?
I don't respect her, I'm sorry to say.
Why is that?
Because I think she's been caught in too many lies, and I don't know what she really believes. I think she's the candidate of the corporate, military, industrial establishment.
All right, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Again, this is Jessel North with the Real News Network. We are at the ballroom in the convention center in Philadelphia. These are the delegates. These are the delegates that are going to be meeting with Bernie Sanders in just a moment. They are lined up to meet with Bernie. Bernie is addressing the convention tonight, and we just got done at the meeting of the California Sanders delegates, and they are not happy with the state of the Democratic Party right now.
Go Bernie. Okay.
So you're about to be with Bernie Sanders right now. What's on your mind? What do you hope he says to the delegates?
Well, I'm going to do whatever Bernie says. If he's going to support Hillary, I'll go along with him because I don't want Donald Trump.
Well, so he's endorsed Hillary already.
But I just want to come out. I want to see him saying why the platforms that Hillary is taking on. And I just don't want Trump. That's the main thing.
And if he tells the delegates not to protest, not to walk out during the convention, do you think the delegates will listen?
No. Some of them won't.
And what do you think is going to happen if Debbie Wasserman Schultz bangs the gavel at the convention and she addresses?
She's going to get
There'll be mayhem.
booed.
There will be mayhem.
She's already
Debbie
booed off the
Wasserman
stage this
Schultz.
morning.
She was.
She did something that she should have done. Okay?
Yeah.
She has to own it.
And she says she's not going to resign until after the convention.
Of course not. Of course not.
Can you tell us your name and where you're from?
Christine Pellegrino, a delegate from New York. She will cause mayhem, and it will not be good for the political.
We're still together as Democrats because our main goal, just like Trump is hate, our main goal is against Trump.
And so the people, I was in Cleveland and I've been talking to protesters the last few days in Philadelphia, and a lot of people say that I've talked to say they're not going to vote for Hillary in November.
So the Hillary message is a very disciplined message, and it's a fear message. It's a fear-mongering message, and the Bernie message is an empowering message. Thousands of people coming out because they embrace this platform. There's a big difference between what is going on in their campaign and see what Bernie has to say. We're gonna have a good convention.
We'd love to speak to you afterwards when you're going to get out. Thanks so much. What's on your mind? What do you hope Sanders says in this meeting?
I don't know what I hope he says, but I know that I believe in him as a human, as a candidate, and whatever he says that we're going to do, we're going to do it. He has an army of people ready and waiting to be on his side.
Thanks so much.
No worries.
Appreciate
Washington State, represent.
What are your thoughts going into this meeting with Bernie Sanders today?
Number one, I'm hoping that we can actually get in. As you look right now, it's 1 o'clock. We've been waiting. It was supposed to start at 12:30.
Right.
I believe that his message is going to be obviously a message of positivity and reinforcing the issues that he's reiterated time and time again. I think we are all on edge and wondering what today on the floor is going to look like on the convention floor. And so we are from Democrats Abroad, and we represent all of the Americans that live abroad, the 8.7 million.
So you
Americans.
Overwhelmingly voted for Bernie Sanders.
We overwhelmingly, in our primary, the global primary that we had in March, voted 70% for Bernie, in favor of Bernie, 30% Hillary, and we've got. Sorry. See that? VoteFromAbroad.org. That's where any American that's watching, for example, that is living abroad can go and find out how to vote from abroad. But Bernie won our global primary, and we are treated as a state party within the DNC.
And how do you feel that the DNC has treated Bernie Sanders supporters, delegates?
Well, it's very clear how they've treated him. It came to light this weekend. The first person that I have huge respect for today, Donna Brazil, was in the Black Caucus meeting today. First person that I've ever heard in this whole debacle give a straight up apology and say this was appalling behavior. So shout out to you, Donna Brazil. I appreciate that. And I scream back, thank you so much.
And so progressives on the issue of Israel-Palestine, I'm talking about that because it's on your shirt, have criticized Hillary Clinton's position on that. And Sanders has said some very positive things in support of Palestinian rights, two-state solution. Do you hope that Clinton will change her position on Israel-Palestine? She's considered a foreign policy hawk and a strong supporter of Israel.
Yeah.
That's a tough question.
It is a tough question. It's a pretty complicated question.
Yeah, of course.
I would have to, we would have to wait and see what both of them say. Both of them can speak their minds on the issue, so I'm not going to try to speak for either candidate with regards to that issue. But, I have my personal feelings.
And do you feel that Hillary Clinton still has to earn the support of progressives and of Sanders supporters, or do you think she has it now?
I think we'll see. I think obviously the party definitely needs to come together in order for us to, we have one goal, and that's to beat Trump. And so it's really important that we mobilize ourselves and do that to the best of our abilities, however that needs to get done. There's 1,000 opinions on how that needs to get done, and everyone has an opinion, and it's very personal and very passionate. So I hope that we can all somehow, come together and start to really strategize to really make sure that that doesn't happen, because in my honest opinion, I think we're very, very close to a Trump presidency, unfortunately, and I don't want that to happen. So
Thanks so much, and hope we can catch up.
remember, it's Democrats Abroad. Our sister site is votefromabroad.org. We have our chairperson here for the entire delegation is Katie Salon, and she is the person that represents all of us.
Okay. You want to say a few words? We're live right now. There's several hundred people. Several hundred people watching on our live
I
stream.
don't need to say anything because Ryan said it all. Our representative from Spain and Italy, isn't he great? He said it. Votefromabroad.org, where Americans can go to register, request their ballot.
And would it be possible to catch up with you guys after the meeting with Sanders? And
If you could find us.
okay,
You
we'll
can
be right
contact
here.
Julia. We'll be here all week.
Okay.
We came here to vote. We came
Okay.
here to advocate for issues, and
Yeah.
we're going to come out of here with a nominee, and we're going to work hard every day to get that nominee elected in November because we're going to keep the White House.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So again, this is the line of Bernie Sanders delegates to get into the meeting with Bernie Sanders. We're supposed to meet with them at 12:30, and it's almost an hour later. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jess Lenore, and I'm a reporter with the Real News Network. We're an independent show out of Baltimore. I understand you're in line waiting to meet with Senator Sanders. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share about what you hope he addresses today?
Well, I expect him to put forth the unity message, even in the face of crooked election.
And
there's nothing we can do about it,
yeah,
except try to fix it for the future. So
this is the scene after the Sanders delegates met with Bernie Sanders. The video was streamed online, and we're here to speak with a delegate. Can you tell us your name?
Nicholas Lewis.
And where are you coming from?
Lummi, Washington. It's just outside of Bellingham, Washington.
So Sanders got an interesting response when he said, support Hillary Clinton, vote for Tim Kaine. There was boos. And he also said, this is the real world. What are your thoughts?
It's the reality of the political system that we have now. We need to change, and the people that are here today are the future. We might not win every battle, but we're going to win the war. And the Democratic Party is going to change as long as people stay committed to being involved. And people, we say we want change, we want a revolution. We have to be part of the problem, or part of the system, to force the change. If we start leaving the system or leaving the Democratic Party, we can't change it.
And so the Real News, we've been in Cleveland, we've been in Philadelphia since Saturday. There is a big and vocal Bernie or bust crowd that are saying they're not going to get behind Hillary Clinton. What's your message to them?
I feel with them. I'm the same way. But I'm in this to make changes. I don't want to let my emotions get in the way of the progress we want to make.
But so critics are saying that the Democratic Party hasn't made any concessions to the Sanders base, right? It
might be true now, but this younger generation, the people that are involved, we're not going away. Eventually,
he won the vast majority of the young youth vote.
And we'll see on the upcoming elections that the tides are going to start changing. These people that don't want to listen to the people, they're not going to be in office much longer.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz is scheduled to bang the gavel in a couple hours. What do you think the response is going to be?
I think there's going to be a lot of people turning their backs on her. One thing I was talking with a Bernie campaign staffer about is that Bernie doesn't want that. We need to be respectful to the people, whether they did harm or not. Let's be better than the Trump people.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And so we're at therealnews.com. This is live on our Facebook feed, which is the Real News Network on Facebook. Tweet at us, share the link with your constituents. This is live right now. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. So again, this is the scene after the Bernie Sanders delegates have just met with Bernie Sanders. Hi, I'm with the Real News Network. We're an independent show out of Baltimore. Do you want to share your thoughts right now?
No, thank you. Other than I love Bernie Sanders.
We're going to talk to some more delegates. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm with the Real News Network. We're an independent show out of Baltimore. Do you want to share your thoughts after the meeting with Bernie Sanders that just concluded?
I'm going to have to take a little time to process it. I'm not sure. I understand why he said we needed to vote for Hillary in order to defeat Trump, but not there yet.
And so there was an icy reception to that. He even got booed a little bit. What are your?
I don't think people were booing him. I think they were booing Hillary. Yeah, they weren't booing him. No.
Can you say your name and your thoughts right now after meeting with Bernie Sanders?
My name is Sandy Prisblack. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and he wants to continue with the revolution. He's there for working families, and we want to continue working toward bringing back the middle class.
And the Democratic Party has not adopted a lot of the reforms that the movement has asked for in New York. Independent voters could not vote, and there's a good chance that would have made a huge difference in that election. And so people that are wanting change in the Democratic Party, they're saying it's not coming fast enough, and they're getting frustrated. We were in Cleveland, we've been in Philadelphia, and a lot of people we've talked to that are in the streets are done with the Democratic Party. They're saying they're not making it. Democratic Party isn't making it easy for them to vote for Hillary Clinton. Well, what's your message to them?
My message to them is being a Democratic delegate to the convention. I can't really comment freely because I don't want to risk having my credentials challenged. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Interesting message. We're going to speak to some more folks. Are you a delegate?
Yes.
My name is Jessel Noor. I'm with the Real News Network. We're an independent show out of Baltimore. Okay. We're live streaming right now. We wanted to know what your name is and what your reaction is to the meeting with Bernie Sanders.
Well, my name is Bill Parks. I'm from Idaho, and I'm a Bernie delegate all the time. I think realistically I have to go along with the Democratic Party this time. But the reason that I'm a delegate, I'm a old white man, right? They wouldn't elect me. The reason they elected me is because there's a plan that Idaho supports very strongly that would charge the multinationals that are now avoiding their tax. They're avoiding tax, and if they paid their fair share, that it would completely fund the free tuition for college. And most people don't realize that they not only avoid their fair share, that it's billions and billions of dollars. Based on 2014 numbers, it should be about $55 billion, which would fully fund. And it would also fund the states, because the states would get about another $10 billion.
And so this sounds like a plan that Bernie Sanders would also support, as Hillary Clinton supported this plan.
We've got it. The Idaho delegation understands it. I've been to Congress a number of times. We're starting to get some traction, but it's a long shot. Remember, you've got to take and change the thing that's been in existence for 80 years, okay? And there are a lot of people who have invested their careers in the present system. To tell them, oh, all your career has been wasted because we have a simple solution that the states, by the way, have used for years. What it would say is, if you're a big multinational and 43% of your sales are in the U.S., then 43% of your profits are in the U.S., and we don't care if you say that you earned them in the Cayman Islands or Bermuda or Ireland. So that bringing that back from the multinationals that aren't paying it, bringing that thing would fund the thing fully.
But Hillary Clinton has not backed this yet.
I don't think either Hillary Clinton or Bernie knows about it. Our delegate to the program committee brought it up. And we've been to probably 50 or 100 offices of representatives and senators over the last few years, but it's only recently that we put that tax to multinationals together with free tuition.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excuse me, are you a Bernie Sanders delegate? No. No? Okay.
She looks like one.
Could be. Excuse me, are you a delegate?
No.
No? Okay. Trying to speak with some more Bernie Sanders delegates. Excuse me, sir, are you a delegate?
Yes.
I see you're
I am. Yes.
Can you tell us your name? We're with the Real News Network, independent news show out of Baltimore.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Hatem.
Hatem, and so you're a Sanders delegate
from Texas.
From Texas, and I see your sticker.
Yes.
I support Palestinian human rights. The Real News covers a lot of covers the Israel-Palestine issue pretty thoroughly. You just met with Bernie Sanders. He had a very progressive message on Israel and Palestine that Hillary Clinton does not share. He's asked for you to support Hillary Clinton. What are your thoughts today?
My thoughts, I might do that. I will do that actually, and I will support her in November, because I'm not a single issue guy. As much as I love to see that Hillary will take Bernie Sanders' position, but the stake is bigger than that. We have Trump on the other side that we need to defeat, as Senator Sanders said.
And so Sanders got a nicey reception when he had that message. There was some boos in the audience. Some people have not put protests and walkouts off the table yet. What do you think might happen today when Debbie Wasserman Schultz bangs the gavel?
Personally, I don't know. I mean, I'll find out. But again, it's an individual decision. But I hope people will meet each other with, respect. I mean, Debbie Schultz, what she did is undemocratic. She should have been out of the Democratic Party chair a long time ago.
Okay, thanks so much for your time.
I'm not good for your...
TheRealNews.com is our website. So
RealNews.com.
And for our viewers, tweet us, share this post, send us comments. I can read your comments on the Facebook post. I'm going to try to speak to some more delegates. Hi, Lena?
Lena Thompson, Standing Committee Platform.
Okay, and so you're in the meeting with Bernie Sanders right now?
We watched it on the live stream because they wouldn't let us in.
Okay, what are your thoughts about the meeting? There was a big fight in the Platform Committee and in the Rules Committee. You know all about it. There hasn't been many concessions from the Democratic Party. People are upset about it. We were at the press conference for the California delegation for Sanders. They have not put walkouts, protests off the table. Sanders got a nicey reception today.
When he started talking about, working for Hillary, we're not going to do it. I mean, I don't even know where to begin.
Well, so you were part of that platform committee,
yes.
And a lot of the progressive reforms got defeated. There was a few that got passed.
Okay, all right. Well, actually, there's only one that we actually were able to pass, and it was the marijuana path to legalization, and we won that by one vote. It was 81-80. And they flipped out. They flipped out because their people crossed over to vote with us. Okay. So all the other votes where they did not want it to pass, we were always outnumbered. It was always like 67 to 100 or whatever. They only passed what they wanted to pass. Okay? When we wanted to get the words, and that's why we opposed TPP, it was voted down. Right. When we wanted Medicare for all, it was voted down. There's like 6 things that we were going to do minority reports on. One of them was mine. Mine was scrap the cap, just no cap on, just for the payroll tax thing. And we had a ceremony where we were like round robin. We had all the signatures and everything. We all thought it was going to go in, and then we found out 2 days later that Bernie decided not to. And I feel personally that it's because he's getting so much pressure from the establishment, and that they have threatened to take away any type of committee appointments, etc., that he's had. And he's just trying to stay viable within the party. And
so that message that we have to defeat Trump, it's not enough for us. It's
not resonating because it's like fear is not a reason to vote for somebody.
And Michigan is a swing state, if I'm correct.
Michigan is a swing state, and it's possible that people hate Hillary enough that they would vote for Trump. I mean, we have these people called the Reagan Democrats, and they're white folk. They live above 8 Mile. They don't really care about black folk.
You're talking about Detroit.
Yeah, I live in Detroit, and 8 Mile is like the dividing line. And, I could totally see those people voting for Trump and not have a problem with it. And vote for him because he's talking about the issues that matter to us, which is trade. He's talking about...
That's a huge issue in Detroit.
Oh, my God.
It devastated.
By deindustrialization. Well, look at so what? Flint, back in the heyday in the 80s, average income was $80,000. Back in the 80s, now it's negative. Now it's like $20,000 a year. Okay, their infrastructure's whatever.
The water crisis.
And you have 100,000 people that are continually being poisoned because it's still not fixed. They replaced pipes, lead pipes, and they replaced pipes that didn't need to be replaced.
So Sanders says this is the real world, right? If a Republican is elected, people are arguing things will be even worse than if Hillary is elected.
I don't think we believe that. That's the problem. I mean, Hillary, okay, if she does what her husband did, then what's the difference? We have mass incarceration because of him. We have more poverty because of him. Women and children were thrown off of the welfare rolls because of Bill Clinton. He threw gay people under the bus. I used to be a staunch Democrat back in the 80s, and I was like, I did a lot of work. I did a lot of grassroots work, but then towards like that second term that he had, and when the Republicans took over and he started to negotiate with them, who did he throw under the bus? He threw a lot of us under the bus, especially, black folk, gay folks, whatever. DOMA, don't ask, don't tell, all that kind of stuff. And I got like sick. I couldn't continually get beat down, and lose. And I just said, I can't do it anymore. So I got out of I just didn't do anything. And then Obama got me back into it. Mm-hmm. But when Bernie came up, Bernie got me out on the street, texting every day. My wife is a Bernie widow to this day because
What do you mean by that? She's lost you to the
She's lost me to the movement, yeah. Because all I do is I'm on social media and I'm telling my story. And
so millions of people have been invigorated by the Sanders campaign.
Millions.
So what's next? I mean,
we're going to keep fighting.
Essentially, you've been defeated in this fight, right? What's going to be next?
We're going to keep fighting. We're not defeated because the vote hasn't happened yet. Okay? I'm going minute by minute, day by day. I don't get to vote because I'm a committee member, but I can talk to delegates. And I tried talking to one last night in Michigan. But it's the conversations are happening, and I think they're going to keep happening until they actually vote.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you my card because people are loving you. This is being live streamed.
Okay.
People are saying, I love Lena, I love her.
Lena Danger on Facebook and DJ_Lena on Twitter.
Okay, so send me an email. We'd love to catch up with you.
Okay.
We'll be here all week live streaming this whole conference.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I said I wanted our
Excuse me, are you a delegate? Would you like to speak to us? We're at the Real News Network independent show based in Baltimore.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to tell me what happened inside and how you feel. And start off by saying your name.
George Watson.
Where are you coming from?
Georgia delegation, Atlanta.
Okay. So you're a Sanders supporter,
pledge
delegate
yeah.
from Georgia.
Yeah.
Sanders gave a speech today. He spoke to you and he said, this is the real world. We have to get behind Hillary and Tim Kaine. He got an icy reception. What are your thoughts?
Bernie's doing the best job he can with what he's got to work with. He is the hero of the liberal people in America today. There's nothing you can say about him to take anything away from him, but the political revolution that he started is about to continue moving. And so, either he's at the front of it or he's in the back of it.
Well, it seems like it doesn't
matter.
It seems it's run into a brick wall of the Democratic Party.
We're going to go over the Democratic Party. There is no stopping.
So what's coming next then?
Well, there's a number of what we call principled choices, right? And we don't tell anybody what they have to do, and Sanders doesn't tell anybody what they have to do. We're just going on with basically the political revolution, the Sanders agenda. You have to figure out who's up for that agenda, and you'll see where a lot of the people start moving.
And so, are you gonna take Sanders' advice and back Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine?
Personally, I have problems voting for Hillary Clinton.
So, are you gonna vote for Donald Trump?
No, I have problems voting for Donald Trump. The same problem. Both of them are basically representative of Wall Street, and at this point, we're going on, like I said, with the political revolution, which is different.
And we were in Cleveland, and we're here in Philadelphia now. Heard a lot of people with the same message that you're sharing with us right now, and people are commenting, and they're liking what you have to say. Here's my card. Send me an email. We'll catch up with you later during the convention. Thank you. All right, so these are all the Sanders delegates that have just met with Bernie Sanders. We're going to speak to some more as they get off this escalator. You can see it coming up. The delegates are being told they need to get on the bus. We're going to try to snag a few more interviews. Hi, we spoke to you before the meeting with the Real News. Can you just tell us your name again and how you think it went in there?
My name is Bruce Taub. I'm a delegate from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I consider myself basically a progressive Democrat, kind of left wing of the Democratic Party. But Bernie's urging of our support of Hillary is heartbreaking to me.
So, will there be protests? He's asked for support.
There'll be protests against plank positions, but no, I don't believe so.
And what's next for the movement?
Support the Real News.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Here's my card, and send me an email, and we'll catch up with you later on this week. Thanks so much. Hey Josh. Hey Josh, how's it going? We spoke yesterday at the march.
Yes, I remember.
I know you've been speaking a lot, and you're
my voice pretty ragged. But I mean, we were so happy yesterday with the turnout. We had thousands of people come to our rally in the evening. We're going to keep doing those rallies, speeches, film screening, concert. It worked beautifully.
And what was your reaction to Sanders' speech? We can walk with you. Yeah.
Hey, wait, I gotta talk to you.
I can't lose no.
Yeah, I got you. What was your so Josh Fox, filmmaker, activist?
Sorry. We are being told that we must leave now as delegates to go vote.
Yeah, as we're walking away, just give us your quick reaction to Sanders' speech. He was booed at times when
he was saying vote for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that there's a very serious threat of Donald Trump, and I do think, however, that this is Clinton's race to lose. She has to listen to the people in that room. That's the issue. Bernie, me, anybody could go out there and say, do this. The real truth is Hillary has to start to absorb the progressive agenda, or she might lose. And she's going to lose because we see the polls are going down because she's ignoring the progressive wing of this party.
Josh Fox, thanks so much. He's being dragged away with some delegates. We'll try to speak to some more delegates that have just met with Bernie Sanders. So we've heard some mixed reactions. We will try to talk to some more folks. This is the National Nurses United. Hi, I'm Jessel Noor with the Real News Network.
Hi, how are you?
Good. We're actually live right now. Can you tell us your name and you just met?
Berger, one of the presidents of NNU.
Okay.
And we were in the Bernie.
You just met with Bernie. He asked you to get behind Tim Kaine and Hillary. There was a kind of icy response to him. Were you surprised by that?
No, I wasn't surprised. People are still not ready to endorse Hillary Clinton, and given the fact that the emails proved what we already knew, that there was collusion inside the DNC, we're not ready to trust her with our vote, and we know that the alternative is Trump, and we're not stupid, and we're going to work through the process and figure out what to do in a rational manner later.
And so we were at the press conference for some of the California delegates this morning. Protests, walkouts are not off the table for a lot of people, it seems.
You know, everybody can do what they want to do, but I think that we owe it to the American people to be here and to work out the process and come to a decision without all of the hype and I mean, everybody is still pissed off.
There's a lot of frustration and anger.
And it takes a long time to work through that. And once we've worked through that, I'm speaking for the nurses. We'll work through our process and figure out what we're going to do. But right now,
and so, what are the options then? If you mean, talk about.
There are not very many really good options at this point, and one of the options is just to work through the down ticket candidates and change Congress. We know Donald Trump is bad, and that certainly is not somebody we want to see as president, but we're not ready to endorse Hillary Clinton yet.
Thanks so much. Can you tell us your name again and your organization?
Deborah Berger. I'm president of National Nurses United, and we represent 190,000 registered nurses nationwide.
And you were
we were the very first union to endorse Senator Bernie Sanders because he endorsed our platform.
Thanks so much, and we'll be here all week, so we'll catch up with you later on.
Thank you.
And let me give you my card, because this is being live streamed right now. If you send me an email, I can send you the link.
All right, thank you.
Hundreds of people are watching this right now, and
thank you.
And they're sending you their love. That's what the messages are showing.
Thank
right
you.
now.
Yay! Thank you.
Appreciate it. So we're going to try to talk to some more delegates. Many of the delegates have been cleared out. They're being ushered onto the bus to head to the convention center. But I will try to grab some folks as I see them. If there's any more delegates still here. Excuse me, are you a delegate?
No.
No? Okay. Not a delegate?
Yeah. So, live.
Delegates are all on their way.
Okay, right. Got it. They're trying to clear out all the delegates. I think I recognize somebody.
We're one person that everyone doesn't.
Excuse me, I'm Jess Lenore with The Real News.
I know Real News in
yeah,
Baltimore.
Yeah,
I'm from Baltimore.
Absolutely.
I mean,
So we're live right now. Can you tell us your name? And you just met with Bernie Sanders, and he got an icy response when he said you have to support Hillary and Tim Kaine. What were your thoughts?
So look, it was an extraordinary event. 1,900 Bernie delegates. I'm a Bernie delegate from Silver Spring, Maryland, and Baltimore. And look, I think these are real grassroots activists that are about the issues and fighting for the issues. But there's a lot of us who sort of view this election as just a stop along the way. We're going to keep fighting for health care, for education, for decent wages. It's exciting. A lot of people, it's their first convention, my first convention. Very, very exciting.
So a lot of people this is their first time in this process. The Sanders movement has gotten a lot of people into this.
Yep.
The people I've talked to, the young people in the streets in Cleveland and in Philadelphia, are not happy with the Democratic Party. They feel like they haven't gotten any concessions, even though Sanders got some 45% of the vote.
And that's why we're going to keep organizing and fighting. Yeah, we're not happy. We're not happy with the way where the country's at.
And are you going to listen to what Sanders said and get behind Hillary?
So I'm going to vote at the ballot box, how I'm going to vote, but I'm going to keep fighting for these issues 100%.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank
you have a moment to talk to us?
I got to run to get on the bus.
Can we, okay. So the delegates are in a big rush to get to the bus and get to the Wells Fargo Center. But if there's any more I can spot, we will certainly speak to them. But as you can see, they're all heading that way. See if I can find some more delegates. Here's some chanting, and there's a protest happening outside of the gates of the convention center. We're gonna try to head over there. So there's a few dozen people gathered. So you heard. Can I talk to one of you with the Real News? We're an independent, nonprofit program based in Baltimore. Okay. And we just spoke to some of the Sanders delegates. And so they didn't seem very happy with Sanders' message, and he was booed on stage when he said, "Get behind Hillary and Tim Kaine." What are your thoughts? Can you start off by telling us your name and where you're from?
Kelly Pierpont from Burlington, Vermont.
And so you were just been sort of chanting in front of the convention gate. And have you been allowed inside?
No.
Why not?
We haven't even tried. We're just trying to welcome delegates right here.
And what's your message?
But still Bernie. Hillary's a crook. She stole this election. We're not changing. Bernie or bust.
Bernie or bust.
And what are your tell us your name and where you're from. And
I'm Nancy Scarcello. I'm from Florence, Vermont, and I am for Bernie all the way.
And so Bernie says you have to, get behind Hillary.
Bernie's people are smarter than that. Bernie's people are not going to follow along, and that's why we're Bernie people, is because we don't follow along like sheep. So I can't get behind that. Still Sanders, all the way, still Sanders.
Thanks so much. So a small but impassioned group of supporters, and I see a Sanders delegate we were speaking to earlier. How are you?
Pretty tired, actually. It's been a long day.
So we were with you this morning. Can you just tell us your name for our viewers?
Manuel Zapata, delegate from CD10, Northern California.
And so this morning you were part of the press conference that we live streamed, and your message was of frustration with the Democratic Party. Now you've just met with Bernie Sanders. Were you able to bring some of your concerns to him, and how do you think his response was?
I mean, he's going to stay on message that we need to beat Trump. His delegates didn't seem to be on that same wavelength, though. I mean, we all need to beat Trump, but not through Hillary. We need to elect somebody that can beat him on their own merits.
And he got an icy response. Even Bernie Sanders got an icy response when he delivered that message.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to walk into the Lions. It's going to be bad. We're not Hillary supporters. You know what I mean?
And so traditionally, people will get behind the candidate in the Democratic Party. It's happened in the past.
Yeah.
Why is it not happening? Explain to us why it's not happening as much in this case.
People don't find her authentic. I mean, it's really hard to. These are literally the two worst candidates on favorability of all time. And if it wasn't for Trump, she would be. It's hard to back a candidate no one believes in. So we're taught that energy doesn't ever go away; it just moves. Correct? The passion and the energy from the Sanders campaign is not going to go to Hillary. It's either going to go to down ballot candidates, or it's going to go to third party, and that's just the bottom line.
And that's a lot of what we've heard. Some people we've talked to said they're going to vote for Hillary, but still fight for the issues. Vote for down party candidates in the future.
Yeah, we really need to elect a brand new Congress. So
what is the strategy for that? Because it seems like right now Congress is so deeply entrenched and controlled by
get the money out of politics. They literally spend if you're a congressman, you spend 1 year campaigning and the next year working, meaning getting donors for the next goddamn campaign. Get money out of politics. Make the people that you represent pay for the elections like we did for Bernie Sanders, and then everything's genuine. They can't say he's has corporate interests. It was our interests. So I mean, if you want Congress, you got to act right. You got to get money out of politics. And I think Republicans and Democrats can agree on that.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it, and we'll be in touch with you all week.
I'll probably see you all week.
Yeah, thanks so much. Again, this is therealnews.com. Tweet us, send us messages on Facebook, on Twitter. The Real News is our Twitter handle. We're going to sign off for now, but we will be back soon. Stay tuned. Realnews.com. The Real News on Facebook. Thanks so much. This is The Real News. This is Jessel Noor. We're at the gates of the Wells Fargo Center. These are Sanders supporters.
Feel the burn! Feel the burn! Feel the burn! Feel the burn!